back with another album review. Today's review is on Renegades from Rage Against the Machine. So it's the fourth and final studio album from Rage Against the Machine. What's interesting to know is that this album actually consists entirely of covers of songs from other artists rather than original material. Well, I'll talk about that when I get to the songs. This album was recorded between April and September of 2000, and it was released on December 5th of 2000 under Epic Records, just 2 months after Rage Against the Machine disbanded. I'll talk about their breakup later. This album was recorded at the Village in Los Angeles and Cello Studios in Hollywood. It was produced by Rick Rubin and Brendan O'Brien. One thing you may have noticed is the cover for the album. Now, this actually meant to be a parody of the pop art image Love by Robert Indiana, with the word rage in the place of the word love. This album was successful enough to be certified platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America, and it even debuted at number 14 on the Billboard 200. This album was received very well from critics, and rightfully so. Now to discuss the songs. Keep in mind, these are actually covers of songs from other artists, and none of this is original material. This album starts with a cover of Microphone Fiend by Eric B. and Rakim. This pretty much sets the tone of the album and what we're in for. After that is a cover of Pistol Grip Pump by Volume 10. The next song is a cover of Kick Out the Jams by the proto-punk band MC5. It's actually a really good cover, and I mentioned before that Rise Against actually did a cover of this song. Kick Out the Jams is also the most popular song from MC5. The next song is a cover of Renegades of Funk by Africa Bambaataa. I think that's how you say it. It's actually the most popular song from this album. In fact, it was released as a single on February 20th, 2001. And I think this is also the best song on the album. Next is a cover of Beautiful World by Devo. It has a cover of I'm Housin' by EDMD. EPMD. Next cover of In My Eyes by the punk band Minor Threat. Next song is a cover of How I Could Just Kill a Man by Cypress Hill. I've never actually heard the original version of this song, but I really like this cover. This song was released as a single on October 20th, 2001. After that was a cover of The Ghost of Tom Joad by Bruce Springsteen. The song was released as a single on November 25th of 97. That was 3 years before this album was released. I mentioned before that Rise Against also did a cover of this song. Next, cover of the song Down on the Street by the Stooges. After that is a cover of Street Fighting Man by the Rolling Stones. The album ends on the cover of Maggie's Farm by Bob Dylan. I think this cover is very memorable. One thing I need to mention is that some copies of this album have live versions of Kick Out the Jams and How I Could Just Kill a Man. When I got this album, I didn't realize that this is actually the Australian version until I put the CD into my computer to rip the songs. And those live tracks are actually on it. And these are the same versions that are on the live album, live from the Grand Olympic Auditorium. I'll talk about this album next time. Overall, I really enjoyed this album. It may not be as good as most of the other material that Rage Against the Machine have done, but I still think this album is worth checking out. I mentioned earlier that Rage Against the Machine disbanded nearly 2 months before this album was released. The reason why is because the band's lead singer, Zach De La Rocha, decided to leave, because of a number of creative differences between him and the rest of the bands. After that, he went off to do some solo work. The remaining members of the band wanted to continue making music, but they didn't want someone who was a rapper. Sometime after that, music producer Rick Rubin suggested that they bring in Chris Cornell to take his place. This resulted in the formation of an alternative/hard rock supergroup called Audioslave. I'll talk about Audio Slave in the near future. That's all I have to say on this album. If you like the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to hit the notification bell to be notified of future uploads. Leave a comment if you like. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back on Saturday with another review.